Hey guys, welcome to another week then, and a quick thank you as well to all of the new subscribers we've had off the back of the last Jag video. We've had quite a few new subscribers to the channel. Always appreciated. Drop a comment, say hi. I always try and respond. I'm always a little bit slow at responding, as with all the other messages on the business, but if you've got any questions for us or anything you'd like to see on the channel going forwards and stuff, always leave us a quick message and I will try to accommodate. But other than that, so we're back on the Jag panels. Bonnet and boot are the last two bits which need doing in terms of bodywork. Boot had quite a lot of prep again to do on that lower section there. The bonnet was probably the only part of the entire car which I would say the previous companies have actually done fairly well. Not that it looks it right now, but it wasn't, let's just say it wasn't nearly as bad as some of the other parts of the car. I'm quite happy with how it is at the moment. So yeah, first stage for both of these, even though it's not broken through in a lot of areas, we're going to epoxy the whole panels just to give it a bit of a base. We don't know, again, with this particular car, we don't know what's gone on in the past. So the epoxy kind of acts as a bit of an isolation layer as well. Gives us some decent adhesion, gives us a waterproof membrane, as always, corrosion resistance, and just kind of seals in anything that might be there that we don't necessarily want reacting with any of our paints which are going to go on in future. So yeah, it's just an extra precautionary stage, I suppose you could call it. Got one wheel in here as well, quick wheel refurb at the same time. But yeah, wet on wet epoxy for these two, and then into our high build. So 3 coats of the high build back to back. Block these down, and then paints as well as the doors, spoiler, and fuel cover, or fuel cap, whatever you want to call it, fuel flap, and that's it then. That'll be the Jag done. Well, apart from polishing work again, as always. But yeah, that's going to be the start of the week anyway. All the remaining parts of the Jag loaded up into the booth. Just got the booth heating on for once. I say for once. We've got it on early because look outside today. It's a terrible day out here today. So a lot of condensation in the air, a lot of moisture. We'll just heat these up for a little bit before we start masking work. And then water-based panel wipe down. And then into our solvent. Wet on wet. Well, epoxy, wet on wet, as per usual. Base and clear. So yeah, it's the last parts of the Jag now, all ready to go. well, that's the Jag parts all done then. As you can see, this weather, it's terrible. It's one of the worst days we've had in quite some time. It's a bit of a halt on proceedings on this one, unfortunately. As insulated as these buildings are, to a certain extent, the moisture and condensation still gets in here, unfortunately. So this is the detailing bay. This is not dust. This is all, unfortunately, moisture. It's not going to harm the car in any way. It's not an issue from that side of things, but obviously I can't polish things when there's that much condensation sat on the car. Body shops across the country are having exactly the same issues. It's all over the groups and everything. It's just one of those days, unfortunately. So a bit of a halt on this one. I mean, technically I could heat it and everything. I can get the heat lamps on there, but realistically we'd spend a very long time doing that for basically no real reason. We've got other things to be getting on with. So that's at a halt at the moment. A lot of you guys have been asking about what's happening with the Mark IV. You're gonna have to excuse the mess in my storage unit. But Kev actually was over here the other day doing some welding for me. Well, not really for me. Well, for me and not for me. For Jace, but helping me out at the same time, obviously. So he's done a few patch panels here and there on the areas which needed it on this one. So I've got no excuses now not to be starting this one. I need to get a bit more work done on the BM first, and obviously the S14 that's next door as well. That's very close actually, so that's not far off. Yeah, a few bits of welding work started on this one. So we have made a start on it. We haven't got a huge way along the process on this one just yet, but we'll be bumping this one up the list for you guys relatively soon. I know there's a lot of Ford guys on the channel. Yeah, plenty of other bits and pieces to be getting on with. So busy old time of things. Keep cracking on. So just got Tig next door, starting to flat down the panels. I think she's on the doors at the moment. 2000, 3000, exactly the same as we did with the rest of the car. We started to do the bonnet and then noticed, unfortunately, we've got this little area here which I need to take care of. I have already done that, or I thought I'd done it. Obviously haven't done it well enough. Said previously, so this car has been to two body shops before us, and then it's had various different paintwork over the years as well, so we don't know exactly what's going on. Obviously this is not one that was completely stripped back to bare metal, which is realistically what it needs, but that's not what the job entails on this one, so that, you know, that was never what this was in for. So we don't know exactly what's caused this. I thought I'd fixed it before, like I said. Unfortunately, after the bake cycle, it's come back, so we're going to have to dig that out fully, all the way back to the substrate, start over. And again, some people will try and get away with blending a small area in like this, and you could do that, especially on fresh paintwork. You could do it and get a seamless blend. No one would be any the wiser. It'd look fantastic, but it's not the way we do things in this shop. So unfortunately, that means the entire bonnet is going to be repainted, flow coated essentially. We don't need to put any colour around anywhere apart from the repair area, which should just be localised to that section there. And then we'll flow coat the entire bonnet, and yeah, hope it comes out clean the first time round, really. Okay, so thankfully, nothing too much to worry about. Ground it back to bare metal. There's nothing going on there. There's no rust or anything. It is just, it's quite a thick layer of whatever they had on there previously. So I'm presuming one of the layers, whatever it was, just failed at some point along the line. There's a little bit of a void in between, air void, and it probably just bubbled up when it was heated, which obviously would have happened as well with black in the sun. So it's a good job that we've got it now. I show things like this in the channel. Like, we're not all perfect. Things do happen, mistakes happen and stuff, but we obviously fix things along the way as well. So doing this the right way now. Right then guys, that's us pretty much done on the Hypersport now. It's been a long old project. I've just counted it up on the board. We are 136 hours in. I'm not even sure if we've probably missed out quite a few hours over the past few months and stuff that we've had this one, to be fair. But yeah, roughly there or thereabouts, 130, 140 hours from start to finish. I am going to try and compile a little video or photos, hopefully, which will be playing alongside me talking to you about this. I'll do it from previous YouTube videos of how this car was when it first came to us. It's not one that we did I can't call it a full restoration on because it wasn't a bare metal job. And sadly it was working on top of other people's previous work. Like I said previously, it has been to 2 previous body shops at least, I think. So we had a few issues along the way, let's say that. But all things considered, I think it's come out pretty nice now for what it was. Yeah, like I said, not a full restoration because it wasn't back to bare metal or anything like that, but hopefully everyone can agree it has come out fairly nicely for what it is. Obviously we've done the Hypersport sticker and the pinstripes down the side today as a final finishing touch. We actually haven't done the final finishing polish just yet, so we have got a little bit more gloss to come from this one, but holding off on that until Nick's ready for collection, and then it will be handed over to Nick over at Classic Engineering in Cardiff, and the guys over there have got their work cut out, to say the least, to put this one back together. I believe it's having a brand new interior, engine work, all that side of things obviously, so yeah, not a full ground up restoration, but not far off. Bringing some life back to this one, that's for sure. Just to mention as well, I keep seeing it all the time, all the overspray on the dashboard there, that was not us. So I've got to say that before anyone else notices it and mentions it in the comments, because it catches my eye like anything now. But yeah, that's, I guess, shows the level of the previous body shops that it's been to. They just seem to have sprayed over the dash, but still, that was definitely not us. Yeah, said it's been a long old project, this one. Some big hours, but realistically, I think it's come out pretty nice. And this is not gapped up actually. I haven't gapped up the doors, I haven't gapped up the boot. The lights are just put in there just as a temporary thing, just to get a bit more of an idea of what it's going to look like back together. The spoiler's not even on properly, nothing is, because the guys have got to take it all apart before they start on the interior work and all that side of things anyway, so I didn't bother gapping things up. But things are fitting fairly nicely now, as you can see. So yeah, all in all, pretty happy with this one. But this is as far as we're going to see it going from our side of things. A lot of you guys, you know, all of our previous jobs, they normally get stripped by us. So obviously we normally put them back together at the end and we see the completed version. A lot of you guys have been asking about this one and how much you're going to see of it. Unfortunately, this is it from our side of things. But I will, obviously we work with Nick, so I will try and get some photos at the very least, hopefully some videos, maybe might even see the car in person when it's fully done. That would be nice. I would like to see things through and see it fully back together, and I'll definitely add that to a future video. But that's not going to be for quite some time, I'm sure. We have got a few more cars coming from him and the team over at Classic Engineering. We have obviously got the BMW CSI here as well, we'll be working on flat out fairly soon. But yeah, in terms of me and us for this one, we're done. So thanks for following along as always, guys. And also, yeah, the subscribers off the back of the last video on this one, I think we've hit over 110 new subscribers. So again, I think I said at the start of this video, but welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Always nice to hear from you guys and everything. So yes, part of the reason why I do these YouTube videos is because it is nice to hear from you all and keep you up to date with what we're up to. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's us done. I'm going to actually enjoy the weekend for once. I'm off to Cafe in a Machine. One of my favourite places to go, to be fair, so I might add a few clips of that. It's the Halloween weekend, as it were, so doing a few bits and pieces with the cars as well. Why not? Bit of fun at the end of the week. Yeah, hope you all have a good weekend, and as always, I'll hopefully catch you next week. Have a good one, guys.
Time is fleeting. Madness takes its